myself. Yes, I don't usually actually do the talking, but I did do the writing. So I'm a writer, and in 2012, Steve joined the MTA as my boss. And I remember, what a great first impression I had of him, how much I liked him just immediately. I mean, what's not to love, right? This guy is smart, he's funny, he's thoughtful, he's laid back. When you picture your dream boss, like your movie boss, this is the guy you see, right? But we did have one conversation early on that I'd say troubled me a little bit. I remember talking to him about speech writing, and he told me that one of his good friends is a speechwriter, and he thinks it's one of the toughest jobs there is. And I remember thinking, well, okay, my job can be really challenging, but it's not like I'm driving a train or something. I'm sitting behind a desk all day. But standing here today, all these years later, I realize what he meant. He meant that being a speechwriter is one of the toughest jobs there is when you're working for him. And to demonstrate why, I want to give you the movie version of writing a speech for Steve. Now, everything is simplified, but I want to give you the essence of the process with Steve. So, in the movie version of the story, the chairman has a big speech coming up in 3 weeks, and to start preparing, I meet with Steve, or maybe Adam, or John, and Tom, and we all have this long meeting about everything we want to say and all the stats we want to incorporate. And this is where the montage starts, and you see me meeting with all the experts and gathering facts and scribbling on my notepad, and then it goes right up to the night before the big speech. And then we see me in my sprawling corner office, and there I am, putting the finishing touches on the speech that I put my heart and soul into for weeks. And I bang my hand on the last period, and I say to myself, I can't believe I'm going to get out of here at a decent hour tonight. I'm getting really good at this. So I email out what I assume is the final draft. I turn off my light, and right as I reach for my door, I hear it. Bing. And I think to myself, okay, I should probably just check that before I leave. And my heart is racing a little, but I'm thinking it's probably just another email with the governor's public schedule or something. So I walk back to my computer, I open Outlook, and I see the dreaded name sitting there right in the top of my inbox. Morello, Stephen J. And I start to panic, and I think, okay, maybe he just wants to tweak the ending or something. So I open up the email, and text just fills up the entire screen. And I start scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and it just never ends. And there are no paragraph breaks, just words. Endless words. And not only words, there are X's. The dreaded X's. Steve's written something like, XX% of our bus fleet is now hybrid electric. And there are dozens more X's, and now I'm really freaking out, and I'm sweating profusely, but I try to remain calm and think to myself, okay, you still have about 8 hours before the Just print out the email and go through it line by line to see exactly what you need to do. So I print it out, and it's like 9 pages long, single-spaced, and I start scribbling on it, highlighting it, cursing under my breath, and trying to figure out exactly what I need to do, which is starting to seem more and more like being a historian trying to decipher ancient hieroglyphics. And now I understand why he thinks my job is so hard. But here's the thing, and this is where another montage begins. And it's similar to the first one, but this time you see me take a deep breath and walk over to Steve's office. And you see him welcome me with open arms. Then you see us both roll up our sleeves and get to work, talking it through and making the speech better. And that's what I eventually learned about all the last-minute emails I've gotten from Steve over the years. They always make the work so much better. Because here's the best thing about working for Steve. He's not just a deep thinker. He doesn't just think about issues in ways that nobody else does. He's also a really terrific writer. A lot of times in my line of work, you have one group of people who give you ideas and another group who can line edit and clean up your writing. Steve does both brilliantly, which is why working for him has been so great for me. Because I know that Steve's not just going to have a ton of great ideas about how to make my work better, he's going to be able to get in there and make it better himself. For that reason, and so many more, it's been my honor and my privilege to work with Steve and to learn from him for 6 years. So Steve, tonight, I just want to say to you, thank you for being such a fantastic boss. Thank you for your jokes. for your sense of humor, for always being kind, and for never, ever taking yourself too seriously.
Okay, there are so